Okay, what is up, you guys? So I just want you to see my view because it's actually gorgeous. Let me just show you what it is. That's my view this morning. I'm sitting here, sitting with my thoughts in Chiapas, Mexico, and having some stomach churning, but other than that, feeling really good, just sitting in front of this view. And I just feel like talking because I put out a video that was different from my usual HHA content. It was literally me being my true self, and it was just really interesting to see the kind of the reactions. It feels good, and I don't care if the reactions are good or bad, but it just feels good to, it's like ripping a fart. And I think that it is just so incredible to be yourself and to just share who you are, the real you, with whoever you want. Be yourself. And the truth is, I really don't think that I am my real self anywhere other than here in these videos, because in these videos, when I'm talking, it is a biological thing for me. I literally can't be my true self in front of humans physically. Like, I'm sitting in front of this camera. Yeah, I know someone is gonna see this and it's like, oh, I might in my mind worry about them seeing it, but my body, the lizard brain, doesn't know that. The subconscious doesn't know that this is a camera and not a person. I think it's also because I'm not a Gen Zer. Maybe Gen Z people, like I'm like just on the cusp of being a millennial. Maybe for Gen Z people it's different, but like when I'm in front of a camera, my lizard brain still doesn't register that this is a person. So I am actually able to be my real self. It's amazing. And I was able to do it on my live streams, even when it was live. It's literally just my brain that stops me from being my real self as soon as a person is in the room. And so I'm trying to do these videos more to be my real self. And in fact, I've made several videos so far that are not going to even end up on the channel, that are me just raging, like raging. And it feels really good. And the truth is that it's really important for you guys to see some of that, because that will basically trick myself into thinking that the whole world has seen my true self, and therefore I can just let it rip and be my true self in front of everybody that I meet. I do think that obviously traumatized people create more traumatized people. You traumatize people without wanting to, but you traumatize people because of your traumas. Your parents traumatized you because of their traumas. Your boss traumatizes you because of his traumas or whatever. Like, this is a chain reaction. People teach each other to be traumatized from each other. And I have never met anybody that is not traumatized, if I'm being completely honest. It's really, really impossible for me to be around anybody and not feel some of their pain. It's just impossible. And sometimes when I get to know people too well and I feel too much of their pain, like I feel like they are carrying buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of trauma, whether or not they realize it, it literally kills me. It kills me. And it's really hard. It's really hard because the thing is, like I said, nobody is trying to traumatize anybody. We do it because of our traumas, and we until you learn how to release your traumas and make the priority for you to be releasing your trauma rather than worrying about what this person's going to say and what that person's going to say and what's going to happen to this person and what's going to happen to that person. Like, until you're able to fully be in a situation where you can totally unravel all of your pain and all of the things that happen to you without having to worry about consequences, it's never going to get better. You're going to keep traumatizing other people. And that's what I realized for myself. Yeah, you know, for myself, it's like, for me, the main thing is like, I don't want to be my real self on the internet if it will be embarrassing in any way to my partner. It's not just my partner now. It's like literally any partner that I've ever had, it has been like this. They don't have to tell me to be quiet. In fact, they can tell me like, yo, you can be as public as you want. It's just because I've been conditioned that if I am my real self, and I know that a lot of people are like this because I meet some of you guys, you're all traumatized and it's really hard to be near you. You don't know this. You can't know this because you think that you have hid your trauma and like the things that have happened to you. You think that you've hid it so well from the public, and you're just like walking around like, you know, as if you're like totally fine, and you think that you're just projecting total chill. Well, no, you're not. Your body, your energy, it projects your pain. Everything that you've gone through in your life is constantly emanating from your body. And until you recognize that, you are going to hurt people. You're going to hurt people because you can never fully understand the extent of how your trauma is affecting other people until you understand the effect of how much your trauma is affecting you. I sound high. Whatever. It's never gonna get better. Your problems in life, everything in life that is affected by you, your relationships, even the people that you meet. Like, if you hide a lot and you like put on like a fake mask, you're gonna attract certain types, like people that are healthy will, and that are in touch with their own pain, that know their own pain, will be able to see that very clearly, that you're in pain, and they might even try to avoid you. But you're also going to end up being around other traumatized people that are also going to traumatize you, because those people are also putting on a mask because they're trying to show a version of themselves that they think will be accepted and loved by society, by other humans, whatever, and they're afraid to lose that love. Probably because their parents taught them that, usually. I'm not saying that, you know, everybody that has pain and trauma, it's like your parents' fault, but usually your parents teach you these things. And if you can't learn how to, in the moment when someone is hurting you or even projecting at you, to protect yourself in the moment, body, protect yourself. You know, when you're a kid, it's like throwing a temper tantrum, anger, rage, whatever. Like, if you can't learn how to block these things from happening, like if you know that if you're going to be in a certain place where someone is going to keep saying like a certain thing to you that really hurts your feelings, or you know, you're going to feel, it's just whatever, like if you can't learn how to validate yourself and block yourself from those hurtful things in the moment, you're going to project it. That is energy that is pent up inside of you, that is going to come out later, and most likely it's going to come out at someone that your body feels is safe enough for it to come out against, and that's going to be somebody that probably didn't deserve it, didn't deserve your hurt, your pain. So the people that hurt you, you take it in, you accept their hurt. They won't even know it that you did that, but you accept your hurt and then you project it at people that didn't hurt you. Is that crazy? Does that sound a little bit unfair to you? Does that sound a little bit like what the people that hurt you did to you? They, instead of going back to the traumatizer and saying, no, don't hurt me, they held it in, and it isn't, it's not the same amount. It's always going to be higher, because as they hold it in, it cycles and it festers in their body, so it becomes bigger. So like a tiny little thing that could have been like nothing back then, it festers, it becomes big, and then they unload it onto you. And then you, because you're scared of that person, because for whatever reason, either because you feel like maybe you're inferior to them, or you are already scared to begin with, you feel inferior to them, or you feel like you can't, whatever, because of your fear, you take it. So they unload it on you, you accept it. You accept all of that pain and anger and bad feelings and bad energy. And, you know, maybe you don't even want to tell them that they're doing that to you, because they have no idea that they're doing that to you. So you don't want to hurt their feelings. So you're afraid of hurting their feelings. So instead what you're going to do is you're going to accept it. You're going to carry it, let it fester. And usually what happens is that people don't ever unload it on anybody. They unload it on their children, because your child is just there 24/7. I mean, it's impossible. It's impossible for you to be a traumatized person and not pass it along to your children. It's impossible for you to be hurt in any way and not pass that hurt to your children. Like, that's just life. That's just part of being human. Your DNA is literally passed on to the other person. All of your trauma, all of your hurt, all your pain, all the things that you came with are being passed on to another person. And like, I'm thinking about myself and family, and, you know, I'm 30 years old, I'm a girl, so obviously I have a clock, and this kind of forces me to think about these things, because I have to think about these things if I even want to consider in the future having children. So if I have children, they will be very traumatized people. I already know it. And, you know, unless I can, and the thing is, everybody is traumatized, but like, I just don't want to traumatize people. So like, unless I can learn how to healthily deal with my pain and learn how to be the kind of person that doesn't even hold that, you know what I mean? Like, I absorb it. So like, a lot of people are voluntarily traumatizing themselves. When, for example, you go on the internet, I literally am traumatizing myself every single time I go on the internet, because people are just saying like terrible things. But the reason why I used to keep going back is because I used to be able to project my feelings and my pain and my stuff on the internet. But then I met people who know me and who follow me on the internet, and then the internet stopped being that for me. The internet started being a place where I have to hold back, and I have to hold my language, and I have to worry about the hurting other people. And it's like, I do not want, that was not what I came to the internet for. I came to the internet to dump my trauma, so that the people in my personal life, and including myself, don't have to sit and fester with it. That is what people go to the internet for. They go to not just dump their traumas, they go to dump who they are. That is how you connect and not be alone in the world. If you can't do that with the people in your life, what is the point of having people in your life? If you can't go to the internet and dump who you are, your real self, with all of your craziness, then what is the point of the internet? If you can't be yourself with all of your craziness with the people in your life, then what is the point of people in your life? Well, maybe they don't want to be around your craziness. I certainly don't want to be around your craziness. Most people don't want to be around your craziness. But you know whose job it was to be around your craziness? Your parents. It was your parents' job to be around your craziness and to teach you that it is possible to be around the full you. The full you. No matter how weird or crazy or colicky you were. So it is your parents' job to teach you how to be with you in your full crazy self without worrying that you're going to lose them, because you're a newborn baby and you need them. And they teach you that you are lovable no matter what. They teach you that you being your full self is beautiful. Okay, that is your parents' job. If your parents don't do that, and you are still making excuses for them, and you're saying, well, they didn't get that, somebody didn't give it to them. Fine, that is true, because traumatized people traumatize people. But so they didn't have it given to them. So now you have to give it to somebody else. So now you can't give it to somebody else. You can't give it to yourself. So now all life ends with you. So now you have to just continue darkness. What if you were to change the cycle? And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to change the cycle now. And I'm going to tell you about my mommy issues. Hold on. There's a huge bug, and I know there's obviously I'm like sitting on bugs, but I don't know, it's really weird that I'm still weird around bugs when we're just around bugs all the time. So okay, I'm stalling, but so when I was a kid, anyway, hello. So when I was a kid, God, I got totally distracted. When I was a kid, my mom was, tried really hard to I literally can't do this. This is a test, by the way, to know if someone is a bad person to be around, is if you hold them on the spot and you say, tell me something negative about your mom, and they can't. Tell me something negative about, not even your mom, whoever was your guardian, the person responsible for you when you were a baby. Tell me something negative about the person. If they can't, they are not safe to be around, okay? So I literally can't. And the reason why is that they don't trust you. They either don't trust you or they just don't trust anybody. So that's just not safe to be around. But I trust you guys, so I'm going to say it. When I was a little kid, my mom used to say that if you tell people, and she said it in Farsi, but I'll say it in English using English phrasing. If you tell people your dirty laundry, first of all, they will not believe you. But if they do believe you, they will think that you are a really bad girl, okay? So my mom used to say that. And why did she say that? Because I was not a happy kid. I was not happy with the way that my mom treated me at all. And I don't want to be hurting anybody. I didn't want to even hurt my mom back then. But I needed to talk. I needed to talk about my feelings because I was a human. So I would look for people to talk to about my feelings. Whenever I found someone to talk to about my feelings, they would shut me out and they would tell my mom. And then my mom would know that I was a bad girl. And eventually I stopped trying to talk to anybody and I just sat with myself and talked with myself. And for a lot of people, it's even worse than that. For a lot of people that I've met, it's not even that they need to talk to themselves. It's that they don't even know to talk. They don't even know that they're feeling a certain thing because they've been conditioned. Because for me, it was like the feelings would come up in my body. And I think that's probably because my mom had allowed me to cry enough that my body had learned how to cry and how to express itself. But I meet people that they're not even able to cry. They're not even able to know that something is wrong, that they're even feeling a certain thing, that their body is even capturing a certain bad energy. They don't even see it because, and by the way, like you just saw, I just defended my mom again. My mom is she's in my head still. I'm 30 years old. Like, I'm so scared to say anything negative about my mom. But I still have energy to bring up. It's still there and I still have to talk. I still have to say. So what happens is like, it comes out in other ways, you know, and the truth is that I really don't want to be around anybody that feels weird about me talking. You know, if you come from like a background where people are very private, I don't want to meet you. Like, because it's fine if you want to traumatize yourself, and eventually you're gonna become crazy. Like, right now you're holding all this stuff inside of yourself, but there's gonna be a day when your body is old, when your mind is old, not able to handle it anymore. You're gonna start going crazy and you won't know why. You'll think it's a new development. You'll start having health problems and you'll think that it's a new development, but it won't be a new development. It'll be the product of many, many years of emotional avoidance. Many, many years of emotional avoidance. If you can't learn how to unload the bad energy that is bestowed on you, if you can't learn how to do that, then if you can't learn how to do that, then you're screwed, dude. You're screwed. And if you're not crazy already, if you're not feeling crazy, because the thing with crazy people is that they don't feel crazy usually. They don't even know that they're crazy. You're gonna lose your mind, dude, and most of you have already lost your mind, if I'm being completely honest. Like, most people that I've never actually, if I'm being completely honest, I've never met anybody that's like really healthy. I've never. Children are usually fine. Usually children, depends on how bad it is. But like, I know that I've met, like, my metric for what healthy is someone that is like not carrying a whole bunch of shit. Most people, and the thing is, like, we're all gonna carry like a little bit of shit. Like, even right now, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk around and I'm covered in dirt. Like, my whole pants is covered in dirt. but there's like shit that you can handle, and then there's shit that you can't handle. Like, I'm literally walking around 24/7 shit I can't handle. And I see it in other people because I am so familiar with it. I see it. I see other people walking around with shit they can't handle 24/7, and it makes me very uncomfortable to like stay around around those people because and by the way, I'm not being cryptic or like like it's always like this. Like, I feel really uncomfortable being around people that I know are carrying a lot of shit, because like at any moment they're gonna burst. And if you're like me and you're like the kind of person that brings that energy out, it's dangerous to be around people that have a lot of shit. Like, there's so many times when I've been in a group of people where literally a party or an event, or in the past, like so many times, or like a political thing, like so many times when I've been in a group of people that are all carrying buckets and buckets and buckets of pain and trauma, bad energy, just carrying it. And they're all like, and usually there's alcohol involved, because alcohol it helps you avoid your feelings, which oddly enough makes those feelings fester even more, so that you are just gonna end up really cuckoo someday. So yeah, like I'll end up in an environment like that and it'll literally kill me, because my threshold for being able to handle it is so low. I just can't. I feel like I'm just bursting, like, because I'm already so exhausted by all of my own emotional pain, feelings of unworthiness, trauma, like things that I hate about myself. Like, literally I have to fight with myself every day just to acknowledge myself as a person that's worthy of being on this earth. Like, because I really do believe that I'm like a pain to myself and everybody around me, and it's really hard to unbelieve that. It's just, I've accepted it as a truth many years ago, and that just because for me it was like, when I was a kid, I was a sad kid. Like, I wanted to be sad, like I wanted to show my sad face, but my mom used to say, like, don't do that, because people will not like you if they see that you're like, you should smile more. And I know a lot of you guys, it's even worse. Like, I hate being around that kind of energy. Like, if anybody thinks that way, like, I really want them to stay away from me. And the truth is, like, you really believe these things. Like, you're taught as a little kid that if your mom tells you, like, if you aren't smiling, then other people will know that you're like gross. They won't love you. So that's why I'm always smiling. Am I happy? No. Sometimes I'm happy. Sometimes I'm happy for real. Usually, actually, when I'm on my, ironically, on my this, I'm actually happy. Like, if I'm smiling, like if I'm actually smiling, I'm happy. But that's the exception. If I'm in public, like if someone passes by here, just watch. If someone passes by here, you're gonna see that my tone is gonna change. I'm gonna become like this. I'm gonna become very smiley. I'm gonna be like, ah. It's a natural response. I've just been like that for so long. So, yeah, if you want to naturally get like biologically stuck in the things that you don't like about yourself, keep being emotionally avoidant. Keep avoiding and keep staying around people that you can't be yourself in front of, and keep people pleasing, keep smiling, keep being nice. I get that you don't want to hurt other people with all of the rage that's inside of you, but imagine if you allow that rage to come out like many, 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 many years ago. Like imagine if like the first time you didn't like something, you did something about it, or you said something about it, or you stayed away from it, or you protected yourself from it. Like imagine if the first time that ever happened many years ago, you did something about it. It wouldn't be pent up to this point where you literally, I mean, there is like school shooters in the news every day. It wouldn't be to that point that they lost their mind and did that. You know what I mean? And the thing is that people are so emotionally avoidant and so in denial that they'll be like, oh, that school shooter, no, they had a mental problem, and they'll give like some kind of like DSM, you know, the psychological manual. They'll give some kind of like explanation, like they have this disorder and this label, you know, like they'll give it some kind of word label, like diagnosis that you suppress and you mask with more emotionally avoiding drugs. They'll be like, oh yeah, they have this disorder, you know, and they were gonna be like that anyway. The parents could have been perfect. They were gonna be like that anyway. So this is another person. What's up? So yeah, you hear a lot of people saying that, but and I totally forgot what I was gonna say. So you hear a lot of people saying things like that. It's not true. It's really not true. Why? Do you think it's a coincidence that like the majority of people right now that you meet have a mental issue that can be diagnosed? Like, and then all their problems now go away because all they have to do is pay $1,200 for a bottle of pills to try and mask and emotionally avoid continuously. Do you think that it is a coincidence that the majority of people you meet are like that? It is a cultural thing. It is a cultural thing. And it's a pandemic of emotional avoidance because like people are just feeling too squeezed. Like, so I'm feeling too squeezed to handle. I can't even be around your sad energy. If I'm around you, like I can handle it in bits. Like if you text me and you're feeling sad, by the way, like I enjoy it so much. I love it. And it feels very like I can handle it, I can process it. If I am like sitting next to somebody for 48 hours that is feeling sad inside or feeling angry inside, I will lose my mind. They don't have to even be doing anything to me. People hold their traumas and they avoid them. Humans are emotionally avoidant, especially in this culture. And the thing is that like I feel like older sort of cultures, like, you know, people had ways to release their feelings that were more physical. Like when you do physical things, it's like you're allowing your physical body to release that energy, so it doesn't have to come out in words, or it doesn't have to come out in a morality. It can just come out in a physical way. But then you have people that are just so good at holding it all in, like, and they do it for their whole life. And yeah, so I don't even know what I'm talking about, guys. But like, I just know that I live for being able to come here and just be myself on camera. I live for that, and I hope that you can have this too. I hope that someday you can let go totally, and not feel crazy. I hope that you can someday, hopefully soon, so that it doesn't become a bigger blow up. I hope that someday you can allow yourself to unravel without fear, and just be whatever you are and accept yourself in whatever it is. Don't care about what I think. I will think a lot of bad things. If I saw you unraveling, I will judge you to Mars. Okay? So don't think about what I think. Don't think about what anybody thinks. You, because you don't think that you're crazy right now, okay, you're like the craziest kind. You're the craziest kind, because you don't even see what you're holding. You don't even see the buckets and buckets and buckets of baggage that you're holding. You don't even know. Your body is in pain. It is begging. It will do all kinds of things to get your attention. If you don't think or feel crazy right now, maybe you are the craziest kind, because you don't even see it. So I hope that everybody, like, on this planet can eventually get to a point. It won't be for me, and it probably won't be for most people. Like, it's really, really, really hard to get to this point, because you have to find someone who is so healthy that they can handle your many years of pent up, and then, like, every time you meet someone that you have to, like, put a front in front of, or you have to be a certain way in front of, you're holding it in even more. So, and it festers even more. So it's like just many years of you not being allowed to be you, basically. And it is killing you. So that is killing you, and you're gonna unload it on someone else. They would have to be a very, very, very strong, healthy person to be able to handle that. Chances are you're not going to be anyone like that. Even your parents, like, even if your parents were able to deal with their own trauma and handle all of their feelings that they have felt their whole life, they will not years later be physically strong enough or emotionally strong enough to handle years of that. They can only handle what they were able to handle when they had you. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't, like, totally let go and be your true selves, but it's like, and it's really, I'm just talking to myself. I'm not saying that you shouldn't totally let go and be your true self. I'm just saying that you have to do it regardless of other people, because the reality is that nobody will be able to handle it. Nobody will be able to handle it. Why can they? They can't even handle their own shit. They won't be able to handle it. But it is so imperative that you do it. And the reason for that, the reason why it's so imperative that you do it, is because at least if you do it for you, other people will do it for them. You're like opening a valve when you do that for the people that are in your life, for the people that are around you, for the people that know you, for the people that watch you on your videos if you have a YouTube channel. Like, you're opening a valve for other people to also be their true selves. And even if they totally disagree with you, you know why people love watching public figures like Andrew Tate? I'm just going to use Andrew Tate as an example. I have no idea what he's up to these days. I don't care. So, you know why people love watching a guy like Andrew Tate? Because Andrew Tate is, or at least it feels to a lot of people, that he is allowing himself to be his like most obnoxious, fierce, whatever self. Whether or not you like or hate it, it feels like it feels like permission when you watch someone that is being whatever crazy version of themselves that they want to be, that they feel like being in the moment. When you watch someone unload, when people watch porn, like when you watch someone releasing, it basically allows you to do that. It makes you feel like it's okay, and you're able to go about your day a little better, a little happier, a little lighter. Someone is vicariously, you're basically releasing yourself vicariously through someone else. You're validating yourself by watching somebody else. You feel like you can feel the way that you feel because somebody else feels the way that they feel. And you never even have to admit or acknowledge to anybody around you that you agree with that person. This person says, I feel sad. And you can look at that person that says, I feel sad, or I feel crazy. You can look at them and you can, without actually fixing your own problems, you can look at them and feel that feeling and unload some of that energy on that person because they are giving you permission to feel with them. But you're still in a place where you can't be your full self and you can't be sad. You can't have the feelings that you have without feeling like an even worse person every time you feel your feelings, feeling like an even more unworthy person every time you feel the feelings. So what if you just, from the get-go, just allow yourself to be your full self? And yeah, it's going to look and feel and be totally crazy to everybody around you for however long it takes for you to release it. That is what healing is all about. You know, because we have diarrhea, like my partner and I, we have diarrhea 24/7. And we're just like, you know, we're going to the doctor, telling the doctor like, yeah, this diarrhea isn't going away. It's been 7 weeks. It's been 8 weeks, whatever. Like, why are we still having diarrhea 24/7? And the doctor's like, well, if you rest more now, it'll go away faster. And it's like, why do we not want to rest? Because we're so scared to rest. Are we so scared to rest? Because if we rest, what if these things won't get done that we want to get done? Like, there's always a reason not to heal. There's always going to be a reason to not heal. The only way to heal is to do the hard thing, which is to heal. And literally everything I say is for myself. This is all shit that I tell myself. I'm trying to tell myself. Like, we're all literally going through this together. We're all experiencing the same exact thing. We're all experiencing the same exact thing, and it comes out in your body as different things. Diarrhea is literally, for us here, it is our body, and it's whatever. A lot of people say that San Cristobal, this town that we're in, is a very healing place. And then we got here, and so a lot of people say that this town that I'm in Chiapas, is a very healing place. We get to this town, immediately what happens is that both me and my partner, both me and Andrew, we get non-stop diarrhea and vomiting diarrhea. Like, it's crazy. And it's 24/7. And the thing is, like, I think that how crazy you are, there's a metric for how crazy you are. Crazy is just literally just means that your body is holding a lot of buried shit, right? It's just toxicity in your body, and your body hasn't found a way to release it, so it goes crazy, it becomes sick. And so I think that a good metric for how sick someone is bring them to this town and see how fast their body is able to let go of the diarrhea. If it's still, I met somebody that it's been like 10 months and her body is still not letting go of diarrhea. And then there's people that it takes a short amount of time. And this is a theory. This is totally a theory. I suspect that the reason that my body has not let go of diarrhea 7 weeks later is because I have trouble letting go and resting. And I don't just think this. People around me, they know this. Like, I told my therapist agrees, my partner agrees, like, people who have seen me operate day to day, they are like, yeah, you have like a weird hang up about resting. It hurts me to rest, especially in the middle of the day, if I am like, because I just feel like in such survival mode all the time that I feel like I have to be constantly doing things to fix my situation. And if I don't rest, it's only gonna get worse. And it's just gonna stay faster. So, like, I think that this town is so healing, because imagine if I didn't have the diarrhea. The diarrhea is like basically this constant reminder that you're not resting enough. Because when you do spend a few days, there were a few days that we would spend a few days in bed and like sleep through it and like be really good, and it would heal, it would go away. And then I would totally forget about it. I would eat spicy foods, eat foods that are like gonna make it go crazy again, and I'm still in, I'm barely healed, and it comes back again. So I think that this is all connected. I don't think that any of this stuff is a coincidence, and therefore, yeah, I agree that this town is a very healing town. So anyway, if you watched that video and you still think that I'm not crazy, I think I didn't really do a good job, because the point is that I'm supposed to really, really, really release and let go my feelings on these vlogs, and I'm not doing it because I'm not doing it properly, because I'm so afraid, I'm so embarrassed, and I don't want to be my true self. And so I'm just gonna keep making these vlogs until it happens naturally. But in the meantime, if you guys have an easier time doing this, I suggest you start doing it now and start offending people, or stay away from people that might be offended. And if you say, oh, well, everyone is going to be offended by who I am, nobody will truly love me if they really know the real me, then is it really worth being around other people? But the truth is that that's not true. The truth is that other people, you don't really need to be alone. Other people need you to be your real self. And you're kind of doing them a favor when you're your real self. You're doing them a favor, because they're able to feel vicariously through you. And they're able to really feel like it's okay. So they're gonna absorb your trauma, they're gonna absorb your toxicity for a while, and it's gonna really hurt them. But maybe it will push them off the edge too. I'm pushed off the edge because I'm put a timeline for myself that I want to heal. Like, I want to heal because I want to have a family in the future, and I don't want to have a family. I don't even want to think about having a family without, healing. And so for me, it's a timeline. But for other people, you might actually give them the opportunity of being pushed off the edge. Like, just think about like all the people that are like, oh, I quit my job, my soul-sucking corporate job. I was there for like 30 years. I hated my life. I hated myself. I should have left that corporate world earlier, but I didn't because I was comfortable. And then something happened at work where it just threw me off the edge, and I couldn't handle it anymore. Like, my boss said something that pissed me off. I couldn't handle it anymore. And then now I am living my dream life. I don't know. I'm traveling the world. I am building businesses. I have my own company. I'm like doing whatever. I'm a wine connoisseur. I actually listened to a wine connoisseur podcast. That was interesting. So, like, imagine if those people didn't have that thing that threw them off the edge. They would still be living their shitty life and becoming and slowly dying. Do you want to die a slow death? I don't think you want to die a slow death. Do you feel like you've already died a slow death and it's too late? Well, if you're still alive, apparently it's not too late because you're still alive. So you didn't die a slow death. The sooner you accept life, the sooner you accept your life, who you are. Life is everything in you, every burning rage. Every part of you that wants to do bad things. That's a defense mechanism. That is life. That is a part of you that is trying to protect your life. You can tell it that it's crazy. You can tell it that this and that. It is all life. Every single part of you that is human, that is part of your psyche, that is part of your thoughts. Every part of you is trying to help you survive. It's beautiful. And like, it's not my responsibility to deal with the whole world's traumas. So therefore, and because I wouldn't be able to handle it. So therefore, and I know way too many people. So therefore, someone could totally say, hey, Pardes is a hypocrite because she says that it's beautiful. But then when I unleashed my trauma on her, she said, get away from me. I still have to protect myself, and I still have to be human for myself. But your mom should have told you this, because it's true. Every part of you that beats, every part of you that has blood running through it, or not, your hair, every part of you is beautiful. Every part of you, including the parts of you that are so terrifying to me, including the parts of you that are terrifying to little children, including the parts of you that are scary and wanting to do bad things. Especially those parts are beautiful because they are your life preservation. They are protecting your life. It is beautiful. It is human. It is And the thing is that it becomes perverted over time, because over time it is not allowed to come out. It is not accepted. It is not allowed to come out. It is said, sit there, sit there, sit there, sit there, by you. So you're telling it every day, stop. Anger, don't come out. Sadness, don't come out. Sadness. Bad feelings, don't come out. Bad feelings, don't come out. Okay? And it's just held in constantly. And then it starts to say, well, I don't, and then you tell it, well, if you come out, then you're going to hurt other people. For me, that voice for me says, if you come out, you're going to hurt whoever is closest to you. For me, that's my partner, my relationship. So if you come out, you're going to hurt your partner. If you come out, you're going to hurt little children, or that's like the extreme, but it starts as little things. This bad thing is going to happen. So then the other part of me fights back, and it says, well, I need to come out because I need to go somewhere. So therefore, I need to be alone. I'm going to be alone to protect myself. So therefore, I hate people. So therefore, like it goes in a chain reaction, because the initial thought was, we don't want to hurt other people, which is totally valid. Why do you not want to hurt other people? Because you want to survive. Because in order to be in this world and survive in this world, you need to get along with other people. That's why you need to not hurt other people. Okay? Because in order to survive, you need to coexist around other people, because you need other people to survive. If you have to kill yourself, if you have to kill parts of yourself in order to be around other people, which is your survival, then your body is going to rebel against that. Because your body is life. Because your body does not want you to kill it in order to preserve it so that you can be around other people. Your body is gonna do everything that it should do to protect you. And that is why some people get stuck in a loop of not being able to accept themselves, to the point where their body has to rebel against life itself, basically. In so many words, their body has to rebel against life itself in order to be okay. Because they have created and set parameters for itself that would require it to self-combust, to kill itself. So anyway, that might have sounded like a bunch of gobbledygook to you, but the main point that I really want to get at in this video is that every part of every human is so beautiful. And until you are able to accept that, you will not be able to be your full self. Until you are not able to be your full self, your body is going to have issues. Your mind is going to have issues, and your life is going to have issues and blockages. And that is all I have to say. And I'm going to try as best as I can to practice what I preach. But in the meantime, I might fail, and I'll keep bringing you guys along for the ride, because this is like amazing. And I appreciate you guys very much for watching. See you in the next one. And yeah, see you in the next one.